I don't care what anyone says, for a 10-inch pan, this is a lot of gold. Ooh, mama. Oh, we're not drinking swish tonight.
Oh, no swish for us.
It takes 10,000 hours to become a top 1% performer in whatever field you choose. For example, if you go to the gym just once or for 1 week or 1 month, you're probably not going to see any or little change. But you do it for 5 straight years, you're probably going to look like some kind of Arnold Schwarzenegger type. 10,000 hours is a lot of hours, and most of us don't need to be at that level. And what we're about to show you is what you can do with investing a lot of time into one craft. Yeah, bro, one pan. Leave some for me, would you?
Yeah, I will.
It may take 10,000 hours to become a top 1%er in your craft, but it only takes around 40 hours to become proficient at it. Fernie has brought us back out to the drift mines, and we've come to this beautiful spot here, which is a concentrator. This area here is kind of flat, and it channels all of the dirt through this little pinch point, and that's where Gadsy's magic pan came from. It's time for the bush's annual shave. It's gotta be full of gold. Is no pick, is shovel. Fernie. Deaf in one ear, it's not great. It's always important to do your final finish in some clean drinking water so you can see what's going on. Oh yeah. Do you like a couple hundred specks of gold? Because I like a couple hundred specks of gold. That's not bad. They're not bad at all. So why am I talking about investing all these hours into doing your craft? Well, just because you haven't struck it yet doesn't mean that you won't. Most of us at some point are going to have to upgrade our skill level, and that means putting in the hours of practice of crushing your dirt down in pans, as well as many other things. Isn't that right, Gadsy?
Oh yeah.
Holy crap. That is a magic pan, man. That's ridiculous. I've now done prospecting full time for 6 years, and I'm not even anywhere near the 10,000 hours to be one of those top 1% professionals. I took this from a slightly different spot off to one side, so who knows, maybe it won't have any gold. Hopefully it will have some. Oh, I can still see the gold sitting up on that top rib, so it's going to be good. Yeah, boy. Yeah. Thing is, it only takes 40 hours of doing something like prospecting to become proficient. That's what they reckon. If you pick up a new hobby, like playing the guitar, if you do it for 40 hours, you'll be okay at it. 40 hours is a very doable amount of time for almost anyone. That's 2 hours on Saturday, 2 hours on Sunday for 10 weeks, or about 3 months. So if you're just starting like Gadsy here, and you're only 2 months into the hobby and struggling to find gold, that's okay. You haven't reached that threshold yet where you've developed your skill set to the bare minimum where you're going to have consistent results. What are you doing?
I'm seeing like where it might drop.
I thought you were listening for the gold.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, it's around here somewhere. I can hear it moving.
We picked this spot here because it's a nice concentrator. You can see the bedrock slopes in either side, meaning all the dirt behind it has to funnel through this area. What we know about gold is because it's so heavy, it tends to drop out on the flat spots. And this here is a really wide flat spot. So it's not a concentrator, but as it gets closer to that point, we want to know if there's a higher level of gold on that flat dead spot. And we're testing that with the old pick. What we're looking for is the depth, because the deeper that soil is, the less likely the gold will settle on the bedrock here. It takes a long time for gold to reach the bedrock when there's no constant running water over it. And because we're looking for that shallow area, we're looking for the smallest depth on the pick, and we know that it's only that deep. Therefore, very tribal. Whoa. Here's a huge stick. Ready? Whee! While Senor Hombre finishes off his pan, I'll find out what's in this. I don't know about how much gold we're going to get out of this. Oh, well. Look who's joined the clean water crew. Yeah. All right. It doesn't look as promising as the Harley spot. Nah. Only a little bit. Only a little bit. Yeah, you got about exactly the same as me. That basically means one thing. The concentrator is what's giving us all of our gold. What's the bush doof mushrooms to commiserate?
Yeah, I'll have one. It will give me powers.
The first place I hit gold was here. The better gold was over there, but I want to see if it continues going that way. Right, you coming, Gadsy? Huh? Oh yeah, I can see gold, man. Hell yeah. Oh, it is definitely in that area. I have at least 20 or 30 specks up on this sidewall right now. Yeah, look at that. That's a much better pan. Gadsy! Ah!
I saw the gold gods.
The idea of time invested gets really interesting when you start breaking down the constituents of what you're doing. If you play a defensive position, like Gadsy clearly does, on a football team, you might only have to get good at 1 or 2 small jobs. Sure, there might be a lot of stuff that goes into those jobs, but compared to becoming a fully fledged prospector, we have to learn dozens of skills. Panning, sluicing, detecting, reading the creek in flood, reading dry areas, cleaning your gold out of black sand, and the list goes on and on and on. We may have invested a couple thousand hours apiece into prospecting, but we've probably only invested a couple hundred hours into each individual part of prospecting. Which brings me neatly to the point. Outside of metal detecting, the gear is pretty much completely irrelevant. It's how you prospect. We each only did how many pans? Like 5, 6?
5, 6.
And 1 mushroom.
Oh, yeah.
The drift mines are full of these micro deposits. Mad gold, then you got to go find another one. Super fun, super rewarding, and tricky to do. Yeah, 5 pans.
Yeah.
Not bad for 5 pans.
You happy with that?
Yeah. At the end of the day, what I'm trying to say is gold prospecting is a multifaceted and complicated thing to do if you want to be in that top 1%. But you don't have to be an enthusiast. Spending a couple of hours on your weekend honing your skills in panning or reading a creek, in a couple of months' time, you're going to see your ability to collect gold get more and more consistent. So if you haven't hit it yet, that's okay. Just stick with it. It's going to happen. That's all the gold I collected in just 5 pans. Pretty good for what we call a micro deposit. For just 5 pans, I think I would like to see a 0.25. That would be pretty cool. Oh, we got more, 0.29. 0.29 grams of gold is worth $24.79 Australian at the time of recording. Not bad for just 5 pans of gold. Until next time, please give your dog a big scratch behind the ears for me. Peace, and I'm out.